He didn't start evil. He started ambitious. He wanted more influence, more control, more recognition. And somewhere between more and mine, he lost himself. Ambition did not destroy him overnight. It redirected him quietly. And that's the danger. Welcome to Articulated Illustration, where we see things from unusual angles. I'm your host, Dwayne Richardson Sr. This podcast is sponsored by me, but if you want to invest in purpose, let's make it happen. Today, we're not attacking ambition, we're dissecting it because ambition builds kingdoms, but misguided ambition burns them down to the core. Word of the day: amputation. Amputation is the surgical removal of a limb to prevent infection from spread. It's not done casually, it's not done emotionally, it's done to preserve life. When infection spreads unchecked, it doesn't just damage one area, it threatens the whole body. And sometimes survival requires removal. Keep that word in your mind: amputation, because misguided amputation often requires it. At the surface, the lesson feels simple. Ambition without alignment leads to collapse. We've seen it in scripture, we've seen it in fiction, we've seen it in real life. Look at King Saul: chosen, anointed, elevated. He didn't lack opportunity, he lacked alignment. When David rose in influence, Saul felt threatened. Ambition mixed with insecurity became jealousy. Jealousy mixed with power became destruction. He drifted, not in crisis, in comparison. Now look at King Solomon. He began to line, asking for wisdom. He led with humility. He built peace, but prosperity multiplied and discipline weakened. Compromise entered, and he didn't collapse in struggle. He drifted in success. Ambition doesn't only destroy in poverty, it destroys in abundance also. Now let's go deeper. Why does ambition drift? Because ambition is often born from pain, insecurity, rejection, and also the need to prove, the fear of insignificance. And when ambition is fueled by pain instead of purpose, it becomes unstable. Now your growth is tied to your ego. Now your success is tied to applause. And now your identity is tied to position. And position is fragile. And that's when the affection begins. Look at Tony Montana. He didn't want comfort, he wanted domination, but he never governed himself. Addiction ruled him, impulse ruled him, ego ruled him. He had plenty of horsepower, but no transmission strength. And when he shifted gears, everything exploded. Now, let's look at Walter White. He said it was for his family: provision, security, responsibility. But it wasn't about them. It was about identity, recognition, and power. The most dangerous ambition is the one that sounds noble because you won't question it until it's too late. And this isn't just fiction. Look at Bernie Madoff, largest Ponzi scheme in US history. Billions of dollars, families destroyed, retirements erased. He wasn't loud, he wasn't reckless, he was respected, strategic, trusted even. But his ambition wasn't anchored in integrity. It was anchored in an image. And when ambition is built on illusion, the collapse is catastrophic. Misguided ambition doesn't just destroy you, it spreads. Now here's today's articulated illustration. Ambition is horsepower. It makes you faster, stronger, explosive. But if alignment is off, the car pulls, the tires wear unevenly, the engine strings. You can have 700 horsepower, But if the transmission isn't built for that torque, it slips, it overheats, it breaks. The power isn't the problem, the structure is. You can reinforce the engine, upgrade the turbo, even increase the boost. But if the frame isn't reinforced, the chassis twists, ambition increases velocity, and alignment determines stability. Speed without stability is how you flip. Ambition itself isn't condemned. Motive is. Saul didn't fall because he wanted to lead. He fell because he feared losing applause. Solomon didn't fall because he built wealth. He fell because success does submission. Misguided ambition isn't about wanting more. It's about wanting more without accountability, without humility, and without surrender. Now, here's where it gets very uncomfortable. What if success is the most efficient way to destroy you? Failure slows you down, and success accelerates drift. If you are misaligned and gain power, you just amplify your flaws. Horsepower exposes weakness, it doesn't fix it. And that's the danger, not failure. Wrong success, because failure forces reflection, and wrong success reinforces delusion. Now bring the word back, amputation. When infection spreads, doctors don't negotiate, they remove. Because losing a limb is better than losing a life. What if the reason you feel restless is because something in you needs to be cut off? Not your ambition, your motive, your insecurity, your need for validation, your addiction to proving what if your ambition isn't misguided, but effective. And growth doesn't require addition, it requires removal. Removing the comparison, removing the obsession with the image, removing the need to win every room. That's amputation. Painful, but preserving. Ambition is not the enemy. Misalignment is. You can build a throne and still lose your soul. You can build a platform and lose your peace. And you can also build wealth and lose your character. Ambition will take you somewhere, but alignment determines whether you arrive whole. So, with that being said, don't kill your ambition. Examine it, define it, and discipline it. Interrogate it. Because if you don't amputate infection early, it would eventually consume everything. And that's not motivation, that's surgical. This has been today's episode of Articulated Illustration. Thank you for joining me. Now, if this episode has brought you value, please like, share, and subscribe. And always remember to do what's absolutely necessary every day and keep the pen in your hand. Why? It's your life, it's your dreams, it's your goals. Now keep illustrating your life.